You are a darkness, a total mystery. You are a nightmare fantasy. You are a taker, and you have taken.
This is Ray McGuff.
I cannot sleep.
Schlockfest. We're back. And with me as always is
Jean-Paul Mantilla. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
This is our 2021 episode, right?
Yeah. We're going to do this episode, then we're going to do a Valentine's Day special, and then we're taking the month of March off, and then season 3 starts in April Fools.
April Fools, yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be a fun I'm looking forward to having a month off. You really have really stuck it to me with some of this shit the last couple of times with your stupid shark movie. And so I'd like to spend a little time doing some constructive stuff.
Right? No constructive stuff?
Yeah,
Time to yourself?
a little time to myself.
Well, I have some time for you.
Okay.
I have full 95 minutes. This movie is as old as you are, sir.
That's what you were saying. That came out in 1981, which is when I was born.
Yeah.
It's you said a kind of a knockoff of the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I wouldn't say it's a knockoff. It's some of the same cast of the Rocky Horror. This wonderful movie was the unofficial sequel, I guess. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
Having me watch a sequel to the Rocky Horror Picture Show, which I don't even really much care for. Cool.
Ding. Fries are done. Fries are done. So I'm basically giving you what you need, and that's shock treatment. So let's put on the trailer so you can enjoy shock treatment.
Say on. That's very good. Hello, I'm Dr. Cosmo McKinley. I'd like to tell you about a new film from the gang that gave you the Rocky Horror Show. Shock treatment.
I'm not a locum with no suture myself. I've been a cynic for too many years. Playing doctor and nurse, it can be good for your health. I've seen clinics with those gimmicks in Tangiers. But if you open your heart to a smooth operator, he'll take you for all that you've got. He'll hand you a curse that'll be with you later. It'll shake you the way he takes off, like a shot. You need a bit of shock treatment. Get you jumping like a real live wire. Need a bit of shock treatment. So look out, mister, don't you blow your last resistor for a pistol that'll mystify ya. You're blinded by romance, you're blinded by science. Your condition is critically grave. But don't expect mercy from such an alliance. Suspicion of tradition, so you wave. You need a bit of shock treatment. Get you jumping like a real live wire. Need a bit of shock treatment. So look out, mister, don't you blow.
Why is this preview so goddamn long?
You need a bit of shock treatment. Get you jumping like a real live wire. You need a
Because it's trying to give you the feel of what you're about to watch, sir.
So look out, mister, don't you blow your last resistor for a sister that'll certify ya.
You'll be pathetically crazy about shock treatment. Trust me, I'm a doctor.
Yeah,
Wow.
shock treatment.
That looks just awful.
That's what you're gonna get, sir.
It looks
So-
really, really bad.
So, like I said, it came out in 1981. I mean, it does fit your criteria for musicals. It's only 95 minutes long.
All right.
So I win on that one. And yeah, so I'll give you the briefest synopsis by IMDb.
All right.
Janet and Brad become game show contestants and end up becoming captive. That's all you need. That's all you need.
So they go
So-
on a game show and they become captives.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Janet, played by Janet Harper, you will recognize from Minority Report when you see her. And Brad is played by Cliff DeYoung, who is in a gazillion movies. I know him mainly from playing the dad from Flight of the Navigator. But he was also in Dr. Giggles, The Craft, a couple episodes of The X-Files, West Wing,
Awesome.
Carnosaur 2, which we did. So
Oh,
there's our
yeah.
tie-in. There's our tie-in. And a bunch of other people from Rocky Horror. And it's fucking, it's bonkers. I mean, this movie was introduced to me when I worked at the video store, and there was a group of kids that every Friday would come in and rent it. And I was just like, okay. I had no idea what the hell this movie was then.
Were they
And-
Were they in the band?
They were not in the band.
No, they weren't in the band, like their high school band.
No. These were what people
Were they
would
theater
call-
kids?
They would call them as goth kids.
Oh,
These were goth kids coming in, renting this movie every week.
I don't believe
And
you.
so finally on a Thursday before, because again, every Friday they would come in, I said to myself, I'm going to watch this movie. And boy, was it a trip.
Yeah,
It was shock treatment.
it looks
so-
like a trip.
So then they would come in and I finally got to talk to them about it and geek out with them. And they were shocked that I would actually do that, because they're like, why would this guy care about it? And I'm like, because I cared about my customers and their renting habits.
Shut up.
I did. There was times that I watched movies that people would rent, and I was just like, I never want to see this movie. But because they kept renting it, it made me, go, okay, why not?
That does. I do
So-
feel like that was a criteria of working at a video store, was to at least have some knowledge of what was on the shelves, right?
I
Like
mean,
every time I would talk to somebody there, they would be like, I'd say, hey, well, how's this? Well, I haven't seen it, but people that have rented it have said this about it,
Yeah.
So,
but again, mainly you do that for the new releases, because that's what people mainly ask you about. This is like an obscure cult movie. I mean, so much so that, Rocky Horror has its own cult following. This
Right.
movie has its own, I don't know what. I mean,
well,
Siskel and Ebert reviewed this, and oh my gosh, it's one of those funny things that we'll have Aaron later on put this clip in, because it's a trip. It really is a trip. But shock treatment, sir. Just lay back, relax. Enjoy the musical that is Shock Treatment.
lay
'cause-
back, enjoy the ride, really.
Yeah, because you know what? You need some shock treatment, and I'm going to finally give it to you. Give you
Thank
what
you.
you need. Give you what you need. You need shock treatment.
I'm about to be shocked. I'm sure I'm not going to be shocked, because this looks like a pile of shit, but
It's treatment for me.
it's going to be it's going to be another episode of Schlockfest where I hope the movie's not as bad as it looks. I'm Ray McGuff.
I'm Jean-Paul Mantilla. Happy New Year. Shock
Happy
treatment.
New Year 2021. Joe Biden, Uncle Joe's in charge. Stay tuned.
And now for a commercial break. Nobody has the movie I want.
Hey, if it's on video, Blockbuster probably has it. I mean, we have over 10,000 videos.
Wow.
I'll watch these fast and have them back tomorrow, I promise.
Relax. At Blockbuster, you can keep your videos for 3 evenings, so take home plenty. And use our 24-hour quick drop.
Do you have any children's videos?
Sure. Blockbuster's America's family video store. You know, we have more kids' videos than any place else. More movies, more nights, more fun.
Blockbuster Video. Wow, what a difference.
We're back. I'm Ray
We're
McGuff.
back. And I'm Jean-Paul Mantilla. And I just gave you some shock treatment.
Yeah, I was thoroughly tortured for this. Just not my thing at all. Very hard to concentrate for most of it, especially when I was watching it through my eyelids. Snored a
You
couple
were
of times.
bitching in the kitchen.
Yeah. So just a little kind of my take on it was somebody that was involved with the original Rocky Horror is like, hey, we did this and now it's popular. Let's do another one. And then this one they decided to have a message. Am I right in this?
I mean, I
message-
guess they tried to have a message. Yeah. I mean,
To me, it felt like they were making fun of consumerism in general and the fact that people are gullible. That's what I got from it.
okay. No, that's a good take on it. Yeah. I mean,
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say this is, depending on who you talk about, this is technically the sequel to Rocky Horror. The two characters, the two leads, are the two leads from Rocky Horror, played by different actors.
Right.
Which, while I was doing, research, Susan Sarandon did not want to come back for this because she wanted the cash.
Yeah.
And this movie only has, I think, a $350,000 budget. So
I was gonna say, in 1981, she was starting to be a pretty big actress,
Yeah.
So I would say that was warranted. And then, the other guy that they got to play the second lead, the guy in this, Brad. I actually liked him better than the guy in the original in this. So
yeah.
that actor's actually really good. He's in a lot of shit, like we were saying. What was the problem for me with these kind of movies is they can't the music. It's not really the music itself. Okay, I like music. I listen to music all the time. It's the fact that they try to shoehorn it into everything, every single scene. When, in all honesty, maybe 4 songs would have been fine with me. You know what I mean? I probably could have dealt with 4 songs, but it was every single scene change had a new song, and I was like, what? And they went on forever, like 5 to 7 minutes. Some people singing shouldn't have been singing. You know that, right?
Yeah.
And crazy. Especially that older lady. I mean, she couldn't carry a fucking tune at all. I could sing better than her. And I don't know. It rubs me the wrong way when that happens. So basically, the movie starts out with the original couple from Rocky Horror Picture Show going to this TV studio for a fun day of filming in this show they like, right?
Yes.
As they're in the audience, the opening is like an opening number. Everybody's enjoying themselves, having a good time. Then they have this doctor, who looks like something Andy Kaufman would have came up with. I was telling you that, like immediately
Yeah.
when he talked, I was like, this is like Andy Kaufman-esque,
Yeah.
He's the doctor. He's supposed to be some kind of like sex guru. He gets up, he starts talking about how, couples aren't doing it right anymore. And he picks the two from the audience, which is the Rocky Horror Picture Show originals, to
Correct.
come up and be analyzed with his techniques. And then he just berates them for like 6 minutes about
Right.
how terrible of characters they are.
But I'll give you a fun fact. So that actor who played the doctor, aside from being known as this like drag queen character in British television. He also was in The Hobbit.
Oh, he was.
Yeah,
What was he in The Hobbit?
it was in the. It was. I can't remember his actor. I'm sure I can IMDb it, but he was in The Unexpected Journey. So he's been other things. It's just he's a fucking whacked up. And you're right.
Yeah.
He did kind of look like Andy Kaufman in this.
Yeah,
So
it
it's
was
kind of funny.
it was I kept waiting for him to do, like a bit from there, like
Mighty
you know,
Mouse.
or what was it, uh petrified, remember
Yeah.
that character? I can never remember the guy's name, but Andy Kaufman does this lounge singer character, and
Right.
that's what the guy looked like to me. And so the makeup's very shitty. It's shitty on purpose. It's supposed to be silly.
Yeah.
But anyways, he tells the couple that they're not very much in love anymore, and he can basically take the husband to this facility and make him better. So she agrees that their marriage has been on the rocks, and that the husband should go to this facility. And I don't know how many times I told Jean Paul while we were talking during this movie. I'm like, what do they do at this facility? He's just sitting there in a straitjacket with like a gag in his mouth every time they cut to him. It doesn't seem like they're doing anything to help him at all, or shock treatments or anything, really.
I mean, they do kind of give him a shock treatment, but they don't show it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in one of the musical numbers, Shock Treatment, they do actually, show it in a weird way, but
Right.
don't show it because, again, this movie is a PG-rated movie, and it borderlines on some really risque stuff.
Yeah, I got to tell you, for a PG parental guidance only movie, man, they talked about some very some sexual stuff. Like for instance, and I'm not too far off. So once the husband's in the facility, the wife becomes a celebrity, and she goes to her parents to kind of escape the celebrity for a while. And her dad is there, and he's a golfer, and he's golfing, and he's talking about how she should have married the boy down the street. And she alludes that the boy down the street lives in New York with 5 Mexicans who are plowing him every day. Like, literally, and I'm not exaggerating, that's basically what she said. And then he got super mad and walks out, and the mom wasn't like, he's mad because this guy's gay. He's mad because he was banging Mexicans. And I was like,
because he's a man.
There was
a song where the guy sings about being a man.
Yeah. Then that's what goes into that montage where he's just walking with this lawnmower, and he's like, because I'm a man and I wear my pants up high, and stuff like. I mean, and that was funny. I laughed through that. That made me laugh. But it's so grating. Like I said, these people that shouldn't be singing are singing for long periods of time.
That's true. I mean, I will tell you this, that so the orderly in this movie, who played by Rick Mala, or I can't pronounce his name right, but anyways, I remember him from the wonderful classic Drop Dead Fred. He was Fred. He was Fred from Drop Dead Fred.
Shut up. That was that comedian?
He's that comedian. He was also in American Werewolf in London.
Okay.
He plays one of the villager guys in the tavern as well. In the Sacred Lamb, if I remember what it's called.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So again, that guy's bonkers.
Yeah.
And then like you also have a couple like Richard O'Brien, who was in Rocky Horror and was also in, Flash Gordon as Timothy Dalton's character's right-hand man.
Hold on. Flash. Ah. Right. Was that Emmett?
That was Emmett. So we're going to have to pause because I think he needs to go out.
We're not going to pause.
Well, I need to take him out because he's got to go potty.
You should have done that beforehand. That's too bad.
I didn't realize he was asleep.
Them's the breaks, son. That's the breaks.
He was asleep. I do have to take him out, though.
No, you don't. He can wait.
I don't want him to shit
time.
pee down here.
He's in our time.
Well,
Fuck
I
you,
gotta
Emmett.
do this. I gotta do this.
All right,
right.
we'll pause. We'll be right back after Jean Paul does the shit he should have done before the show. Stay tuned.
And now for a commercial break.
Are you tired of taking your dog for a walk and picking up after their mess? Are you tired of using grocery bags or products that are heavy and not useful? It can get very messy when your pet goes in the house or on the sidewalk or even your neighbor's lawn. We have the answer for you. Introducing Poo Trap, an amazing new innovation that eliminates the need of picking up after your dog.
And we're back. Hey, did you take your dog out like you should have done an hour ago? Awesome. Wow, you're a real responsible owner. Okay, cool. Anyways, back to the movie. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, good. I wanted to make sure you got all that as I was berating you.
Thank you.
All right. Anyways, Sonny Jim, as we were
Sonny Jim.
saying before you left, the movie has some people who went on to do some other cool stuff.
Yes.
But all in all, this whole music thing, a lot of them probably weren't trained singers. I mean, some of them were, especially when you get towards the end when they have this band. Now, do you know anything? And I know I'm kind of jumping ahead, but I don't know anything about this band. I felt like it was some sort of inside joke that I didn't get because I'm, 40 years old and that's when the movie came out.
I don't, but they reminded me of the Sex Pistols.
Yeah, right. So they had that, and their whole song revolved around being in the closet.
Exactly.
Which I mean, I guess was very edgy for the times. But if we go back, so So the husband's in the facility. The wife is now a quasi celebrity. She's with her folks. The dad sings the song about being a man because he was upset. The mom is pushing the daughter to be a celebrity, right?
Right,
I mean,
because essentially the parents and the daughter end up becoming a soap opera, Dent and Val.
Mm-hmm.
And they ended up becoming in a soap opera while the husband is locked away in a big giant cage.
Right. So they become very famous. There's some more songs around that. The wife she's becoming like almost Madonna level, right?
Yes, so she does become very high on her own fame.
Yeah.
And then they start feeding her sedatives at random times, which I thought, wow, that's interesting. Let's just give her a little roofie colada here.
Yeah, they kept giving her these weird juices. One of them looked like Pepto-Bismol in a glass.
Yeah, it was Pepto.
But yeah, then she would pass out, and then that's when we meet that like punk band. She's passed out in a dressing room, and they wake her up, and they're like surrounding her, and they're like, "Hey, you're that lady," and she's like, "Who the fuck are you guys?"
That's right.
And they're the new thing. So again, what it's saying is consumerism, especially in the music industry, you're going to be that thing for a while, and then something new is going to come along and push you down,
Right.
And that's kind of what we saw with her. This new band comes out now. They're popular, and she's kind of waning because her weirdo husband still isn't better. So
right. And then they have the subplot with the newscasters, with the old newscasters, and then the young, fresh, hip-looking ones.
Right.
That are kind of doing the same thing.
It is an indictment of the entire industry, saying that at some point you're going to be replaced by a newer, younger version.
Something better comes along.
So, I mean, it does have a message. That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't particularly loathe it. I never want to watch it again, and you won. I'm not saying that, but it had a cool message. I thought that was neat. Whereas Rocky Horror was just kind of like fun camp. This is like, hey, and if I felt like, and I could be wrong, but it felt like the guy that wrote it was saying, you're only as popular as your new thing,
Well, and the thing is, it's written by the same guy who wrote Rocky Horror.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
I bet that's probably the case.
I think that's probably the case. The guy did, in fact, do what he thought. And they tried really hard to make this like Rocky Horror. I mean, there are
Yeah.
parts even in the songs and in the acting where they completely pause because they know, because with Rocky Horror, that's when the crowd says something. They
Right.
purposely kept this being Janet so they could say, "Damn it, Janet,"
Yeah.
and stuff
Oh yeah,
for Rocky Horror.
we forgot about that. They give her a catchphrase, "Damn it, Janet," every time she does
Yeah.
something stupid. And so yeah,
Right.
this whole thing is being watched by a live studio audience. So, and I'm like, how long are they there? It's been like a week. They're just sitting there. It's the same dumpy fat people.
Well,
But
and that's where I think time wise it's maybe a day or two, which is weird, but it
yeah,
does seem like it's like stretching and all that kind of stuff.
absolutely.
But I mean, again, I like you said, maybe it did need 7 or so songs. I think it ended up having like 12 songs total,
Yeah,
but they're
way too much.
enjoyable. I love them.
Oh, were they? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I must have
bitching
missed
in the
that part.
kitchen, bitching
I mean,
in the kitchen.
bitching in the kitchen was funny.
I
There
mean,
was parts of that song where it just was like looking at random things in the kitchen and singing about, which I could do.
you're
Garbage
like,
can, garbage can.
yeah,
I
I
put
love lamb.
stuff in the garbage can. Like
I love lamb.
yeah,
So
sinks
I
are
don't know.
clean. Yeah.
Like I said, I just it because of me not even anything until like those goth kids made me
Yeah.
watch it
Well,
essentially.
well, let's wrap it up for the folks so
Yeah.
that they don't ever have to watch it. Is so there's another twist. The executive of
The
the
big
entire
twist.
the entire franchise of television stations. He is the twin brother of Brad, the main character, and who's in the insane asylum.
Right.
And we find out that they were orphaned, and then at I think like 5 years of age, one of them was sent to an uptown orphanage, and one was sent to the downtown orphanage.
That's right.
And which one had a better life? Boo-boo.
That's
So
right.
we find out Brad was the one with the better life, and the guy that became the executive had to work his ass off to get where he was, and he hated his brother for it. And so
That's
his
right.
whole plan was to take his wife, put him in an insane asylum, and watch as he crushed his wife. So take away everything that he loved.
Yeah.
And that was kind of a funny twist. So they do this whole song and dance.
It's a cool
scene.
dual battle song.
Yeah, it's a dual battle song. I thought they were gonna kiss for a second, which was weird, but they didn't. Then it cuts back to basically the executive guy winning. He doesn't. He tells everybody he doesn't really care.
Well, he does win and doesn't, because he wins in the sense that he's got new subjects. Because at the very end, they grab the studio audience and they're giving them prizes.
Yeah.
And you don't know what they are. And then the very end, it unveils even more. And they're all straight jackets for the studio audience. So they could basically manipulate everybody and give them shock treatment.
Yeah. So basically, it's what you're seeing is the beginning of a television cult.
Yes.
And it was funny. I mean, like, so that part made me laugh.
Yes, and then Brad and Janet drive off into the sunset.
They do. Their marriage has been repaired. She's become a pop star and failed, and he has a crazy brother and got out of the middle. The mom and dad. Oh, I guess we should have told that too. The mom and dad eventually come around because they're the ones that help Brad get out of jail or out of the mental institution.
No, that was actually the older newscaster people.
Oh yeah, you're right. They were rooting for them. That's right.
They were rooting for them. Yeah.
They look similar to the other people.
Agreed.
And when you fall asleep halfway through,
that's what happens.
People look like old people.
Yeah, people look like old people. So I won.
You won. This was awful. I would have rather done anything. Cut my toenails. Mowed someone's yard. Took a brisk walk outside. I would have rather done any of that than this. So
yeah. But I leave you with the wonderful Siskel and Ebert review on this.
Here's Gene Siskel and Roger Ebert. Roger Ebert. Kids, if you're not familiar with them, hit yourself in the nuggets real hard and go on YouTube and look their names up.
I can assure you that when they stop singing, this film has nothing to say at all. The satire here is not particularly fresh, just repeating over and over that America has a mania for television. We already know that. The film's only saving grace, in fact, are those two musical numbers that we just looked at. Unfortunately, Jessica Harper, the actress there, she can't sing particularly well. I was actually bored by Shock Treatment for all of the noise and all of the songs. It was so self-conscious as an imitation of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. It actually is constructed with pauses that anticipate the audience's response. It has no special energy of its own. So what we have here is not really a movie, but an attempt to manipulate the audience. I don't think this film is going to be playing in the cult circuit for very long.
I was also bothered by the calculation. They obviously want to reproduce the success of Rocky Horror Picture Show, and in fact, this movie in various cities around the country is even opening at midnight on Fridays and Saturdays. It's not even having a regular run. And I assume that the Rocky Horror people are going to just keep on going to Rocky Horror.
I think it's a much better film. I don't think that these are kind of characters that are particularly fresh. They changed the leads. Susan Sarandon and Barry Bostwick played the young couple, Brad and Janet Majors, in the first one. Very captivating. I don't think the people that are playing them this time are particularly interesting. And I must say, I'm getting a little tired of the standard. This film was originated by English people. That mad scientist there, Richard O'Brien, is the guy who wrote both films. The English hit us on the same subjects all the time. You know, Heartland America, a bunch of hayseeds, and everybody loves TV.
And we're back. Jean-Paul Mantia.
Yeah.
Next month is Valentine's Day.
Next month is
it's my birthday. We did 1 year we did my birthday, which is February 6th. This year I say we do a Valentine's Day episode. I want you to find, I challenge you to find the schlockiest Valentine's Day themed movie, and we will suffer through it.
I mean, unfortunately, Jenny Morrow has already beat me to that part, because in February, for What the Fuck Did I Just Watch, we are doing Magic Crab, Simply Irresistible.
Oh.
With Sarah Michelle Gellar and Sean Patrick Flannery. So
well, I challenge you to find
the
second worst.
The second worst.
Right? Something that you're like, this is gonna be awful.
I mean, I could finally give you what everybody's been clamoring for.
My boyfriend's back.
My boyfriend's back, aka Johnny Zombie.
That would be a good one. The Valentine's Day, Johnny Zombie.
That would be. So stay tuned. We'll see.
Yeah, we will see. So we're gonna have that. Looking forward to that. Also want to just kind of briefly give a roundabout shout out to Zombie Takeover TV. A lot of pokers in the fire. We are bringing back with gusto the True Stories We Just Made Up podcast. That's going to be recording. We were recording another deconstructing Bill Murray, which is exciting. That's going to be the Ghostbusters 2 episode, so you're going to look out for that. Jean-Paul just mentioned what the fuck did I just watch? You guys will have that to look forward to. You just filmed one with Mr. Walmsley and his wife, and
that's great.
That was the entire Lovecraft Country series, right?
Yes, I highly recommend people watch it. It was a wonderful time with wonderful people.
It is something else. I've seen Lovecraft Country, and I got to tell you, it starts off amazing, lost me for a few episodes, got me back at the end. So I highly recommend it. And we're going to have some other things in the works. I am working with Jake Thornburg on a audio podcast, audio only. It's called The Midnight Nexus, which will be a Twilight Zone-esque thing where he and I have written original short stories, and those will be written and read by ourselves, and each episode will be a short story. We've also got, which I don't think I told Frank this yet, but we've got a musician involved who wants to do a song or two. So when he sends that information to us too, we will have 1 or 2 episodes that will just have the stories, and 1 or 2 episodes where at the end I come back and go, and now something else is coming through the void, and I turn the radio dial, and we will have original music as well from
Awesome.
from a local Columbus band who I'm going to hold that to the vest until we have everything signed and done with that. It's exciting times. 2021 looks good, man. Like I said, depression has been lifted. We have fought the demons back to the shores. We have nothing but good things to look forward to this year. COVID is still out there, but we're fucking right on the cusp of everybody getting vaccinated. It's good times. A lot of optimism around the ZTO TV studios. So I'm excited. You're excited, Jean Paul?
I'm very excited. We got a lot of fun things coming.
It's going to be a good year. I'm hoping to get back out there and do some live stuff too with Frank at the Gromy show. That's going to be our first test run, I think, of another live show, and I'm excited. So it's going to be a good year. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for staying with us and watching us complain about shitty movies. I am Ray McGuff.
I've been Jean Paul Mantilla.
You
Stay
move in
tuned.
silence. You will not speak to me. You are a darkness, a total mystery. You are a nightmare fantasy. You are a taker, and you have taken. I cannot sleep yet, I cannot waken. You have no conscience, you have no sympathy.